Although you cannot taste or smell it, you have to admit that food plays an important role in many games, and in some, its significance is even paramount. From the bonus fruit in Pac-Man to the delicious meal in Monster Hunter, food has evolved within games, developing its own unique ecosystem. Today, food in games is no longer limited to being consumed by players. Instead, it has given rise to an entire cooking culture that serves the player community and inspires more people to explore the joy of cooking and gaming.
And Food Evolution is an exhibition about food in video games. We have select 15 games that span around 50 years, from early arcade titles to online games, indie projects, and big budget releases. These games come from very different times and production skills, but they all share one thing. They use food as part of how you play. In the earliest game, food was very simple. In titles like Pac-Man or Adventure Island, food appears mainly as a reward. You eat pellets or items, and sometimes you get fruit that increases your score. Food isn't about survival or realism yet, it's a visual way to represent success and progress. As game moves into the 2000s, especially with online role-playing games, food started to behave more like it does in real life. In games like MapleStory, food restores health or magic, or gives temporary boosts. The idea became very common and is still used in many RPGs today, including games like Final Fantasy XIV and Genshin Impact. A major shift happens with Minecraft. Here, food becomes essential. The game introduces hunger, which means players have to eat in order to survive. You need to farm, hunt, and prepare food as part of everyday life. Later, indie titles like Don't Starve and Stone Shard push this even further, turning food into a complex system involving recipes, planning, and risk. On the other side, middle-scale games explore food in different ways. Overcooked make cooking itself the main gameplay, focusing on cooperation and chaos. Games like Dragon's Crown and Yakuza Like a Dragon use food in more traditional RPG ways, but place it in very specific settings, from fantasy campsites to realistic Japanese city restaurants. In large AAA games, food often benefits from big world and detailed presentation. The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild lets players gather ingredients across a living ecosystem and cook meals to survive and adapt. Pokemon Scarlet and Violet turned cooking into a bonding activity, while Monster Hunter Wild treats food preparation as a ritual before the hunt.
In the games, we have chosen to highlight, such as Genshin Impact, Final Fantasy, and Minecraft. The core gameplay is not heavily relied on food, yet they have all chosen food as a media to carry their game culture. This has proven remarkably successful. As an old Chinese saying goes, food is the paramount necessity of the people. No one dislikes good food, and people always release discussion about it. Therefore, food not only makes a game more interesting, but also serves as a cultural sample, spreading among players and leaving a lasting imprint on a game.
Initially, I hoped the visitors could visit the exhibitions chronologically, clearly understanding the evolution of food within the game. However, after actually simulations, I found that the first flow plan was too complex and unintuitive. Placing games from the same period with significant difference together could confuse visitors. I realized the need for a more detailed zoning of the games. So, in the redesign, I established a representative games area as the main focus, supplemented by chronological zoning, allowing visitors to freely choose their own route without confusion. I also further refined the zoning of different game types within each chronological area, optimizing the visitor experience. Regarding the additional area, this area is decided to showcase the applications of food in experimental games, VR games, and game-related products, thereby demonstrating the possibilities and the future development of food in games. I believe that simply understanding the history of element from game is insufficient. We should also focus on this future and how it can advance the overall game industry, gaining a more comprehensive understanding of this potential.